If there's one thing every Marvel Cosmic Invasion player knows, it's that choosing the right character can change everything. Some heroes are strong, but others seem to completely break the game. Today we're going to talk about the 5 most overpowered characters, the ones that dominate any match and make your opponents rethink their choices. And believe me, the number 1 on this list is so absurd that you'll want to unlock it now before it gets nerfed. I'm Matthew, and the video is about to start. Storm in 5th place in this ranking of most overpowered characters is that pick that proves how screen control can be as broken as raw damage. She's not here just because she's strong, but because she changes the way you position yourself. Instead of getting into the middle of the mess, you literally float above the chaos, throwing lightning at everything that moves. It's the kind of character that makes you feel like you're in another game, compared to those who are stuck on the ground, getting beat up. Her great absurdity is the aerial mobility combined with the zoning kit. The fact that she can float for long periods already puts Storm in another category, because she gets out of the way of most enemy blows while continuing to hit the entire map with lightning and tornadoes. This naturally creates situations of infinite juggles in common mobs. You trap the horde in the air, chain special, reposition in the air, and repeat, almost without giving them a chance to touch the ground. Another thing that makes Storm ridiculous is the range and width of the area attacks. The specials cover a huge range of the screen, punishing any group that aligns even minimally badly, and the ultimate then looks like a clean wave button in many stages. Against armored enemies or with super armor, the continuous damage of lightning running across the screen, added to the fact that you are safe in the air, takes a lot of the drama out of these fights. You don't negotiate space. You simply cook the target until it melts. In co-op, Storm is practically a team efficiency multiplier. While the partner focuses on burst single target or melee control, she ensures that no one is surrounded, clearing ads and keeping corridors and platforms forbidden for enemies, with constant zone control. This shines especially in bosses with many minions, where she transforms phases that would be chaotic into something almost choreographed, leaving the other player free to focus on the boss without worrying about swarms. Despite all the dominance in space control, Storm still depends more on keeping distance and reading the flow of the screen than some monsters that simply cross everything in brute force. If you miss the timing, get too close, or spend resources at the wrong time, she doesn't have the same security as bruisers with super defense or insane regeneration. So there is a higher execution ceiling to extract 100% of her potential. Storm in this 5th place is the kind of choice that always makes you want to revisit when the game starts to seem too easy. She is perfect for those who enjoy dominating the battlefield through positioning intelligence, wave reading, and creative use of aerial attacks, and less for blind hitting. She is that character that, when you master, makes it seem like the game is running on your logic and not on the enemy's, which is exactly the kind of feeling that an overpowered hero should convey. Phyla Vell, arriving in 4th place in this top of most overpowered characters in Marvel Cosmic Invasion, is living proof that insane mobility can turn a game into your personal playground. She's not just fast, she's a blur of teleports and slashes that makes you feel invincible on the attack, covering distances that others take forever to cross. This rank perfectly reflects how she balances pure aggression with versatility, leaving those who play against her breathless to react. Her teleport slash is simply devastating, the kind of move that not only causes absurd damage, but instantly repositions you in the middle of the action, ready to follow the combo. It's as if the game had given her an offensive get-out-of-jail-free card. You enter, cut everything in the way, go out to the other side of the screen, and you're already hitting again, creating constant pressure that mobs can't handle. This crazy mobility allows juggles that seem infinite in smaller groups, where you teleport on top, slash, teleport back, and repeat without mercy. The special that covers the entire screen is what elevates Phyla from good to broken. It's not just a wave clear, it's a punishment tool that forces enemies to spread out or die trying. and combined with the teleports, you use it to close impossible distances or escape pressure while continuing to offend. Against bosses or elites, this shines because you're always at the right angle, slashing weaknesses without exposing yourself, and the total range ensures that adds are not a problem while you focus on the main one. In pairs, Phyla is perfect for offensive assists, like teleporting to the partner's side, clearing the flank, and returning to your side with a slash that connects the two combos. She amplifies aggressive teams, where one tanks in front and she presses from the sides or air, creating total overload on the enemies. Imagine her with a bruiser like Wolverine, teleporting to set up his juggles, or saving with a full screen special when the siege tightens. It's synergy that makes co-op seem like a cheat code. Phyla still has a decent hurt box during teleports if you spam without thinking, and against heavy super armor or strong enemy zoning, she needs more reads than characters with passive damage or built-in invulnerability. It's not a glaring weakness, but it requires precise execution to not become an easy target in insane difficulties, which leaves her one step behind the absolute tops that forgive more mistakes. Phyla Vel in this 4th place conquers me with the feeling of total freedom in combat. It's like piloting a killer drone that can go anywhere at any time, pressing non-stop and transforming defense into a kill opportunity. She is ideal for those who love creative offense, unpredictable setups, and that flow of, I control where the fight happens, making each run more dynamic and addictive than with more static picks. If you haven't tested it yet, get her now and feel the teleport slash. Redefine your main. Phoenix in 3rd place in this ranking is the kind of choice that makes the game seem unfair to the other side. She doesn't enter the screen just to hit hard. She enters to redefine what total control means, both on the ground and in the air, with an absurd presence. The area burns transform any agglomeration into collective melting, and the feeling is that if Phoenix is playing seriously, no group of enemies lasts long enough to react. Her massive area attacks are the heart of this dominance. Each explosion, each carpet of fire, seems to occupy too much space, punishing any enemy that has the audacity to stay close to another. It's the kind of kit where you don't need to aim at each individual target. You control entire zones and let the continuous damage do the dirty work, clearing waves before they even complete the entry animation. The psychic grab at a distance is the perfect seasoning in this package. It's not just stylish, it's functionally cruel. Pulling an enemy from afar, repositioning an annoying target, breaking a horde formation, or taking an elite out of a safe position is the kind of tool that completely changes the rhythm of the fight. And the best? You do this without exposing yourself, keeping Phoenix in a comfortable spot while the rest of the group is manipulated like a puppet. The specials that clear rooms are that classic panic button that, in her case, seems more like a victory button. Did a lot of things enter the screen? Activate the special and watch the game turn into a festival of chain damage involving the ground, air, and anything in between. This type of tool makes survival phases, closed arenas, and final waves much more trivial than they should be. The scariest part is the feeling that Phoenix has almost no real weakness. She dominates targets on the ground, controls aerial enemies, covers long and medium distance, and can still handle herself well when the combat closes. She's not that character you pick just for hordes or just for boss. She does everything, all the time, with ridiculous consistency. And when a kit doesn't force you to trade off, you know you're dealing with something well above average. Personally, Phoenix in 3rd place is that pick that always makes you want to leave reserved for when you want to go through complicated phases without sweating so much. She delivers raw power, crowd control, and a visual presence that perfectly matches the feeling of using a force out of scale for the game. If you like characters that make the entire field work in your favor, instead of fighting against it, Phoenix has everything to become one of your fastest mains. In second place in the ranking of the most overpowered, Cosmic Ghost Rider is that character that seems to have been made to carry accounts on his back. He is the kind of hero that you put on the field and immediately feel that the difficulty of the game has dropped a level, simply because his kit covers practically everything you need. The 10 long-range missiles are, for me, the heart of his versatility. You can open fights, detonating enemies before even entering the danger zone, control waves in horde modes, and still punish those who try to stay back. It's the kind of resource that makes you play more aggressively because you know you can clear the screen without even getting that close. The get over here style pull is where that almost dishonest pleasure of playing with him comes in. Pulling an annoying enemy that's far away, breaking elite positioning, or snatching the boss from a safe zone is very satisfying and completely changes the rhythm of the fight in your favor. It's a button that makes you feel in command, not reacting to the game, but dictating the flow. The basic blows hitting air and ground leave the character always on, without a blind spot. This is what I like most about him. You don't feel that dead moment when the character doesn't reach anything. If there's something on the screen, he can hit it. In more chaotic modes, this means less silly mistakes and more consistency, which is gold when you want to farm or increase difficulty. The specials clearing the screen are the final touch to make him seem like too complete a character. When the situation gets tight, you press the special and it's almost like pressing a visual reset on the fight. The mess disappears, the mobs evaporate, and you gain space to breathe and reposition. In long runs, this makes an absurd difference to maintain rhythm without always being on the verge of death. For all this, it makes a lot of sense for him to work alone in any mode. Story, arcade, co-op, whatever. Putting the Cosmic Ghost Rider on the team is almost like choosing to play with built-in easy mode, and that's exactly why he easily holds this second place in the ranking. He's not just strong, he's comfortable, practical, and incredibly fun to use in any situation. His basics are insane because they hit both in the air and on the ground, keeping you in total control without gaps for counterattack. I spend hours just testing aerial combos with him, feeling that nothing escapes. It's pure fluidity in the midst of pandemonium. And the specials? They clear the entire screen with that Cosmic Hell motorcycle, running over everything in a straight line, whether on the ground or in the air. In my experience, this saves impossible runs in arcade, where one mistake costs dearly, but with him, you revive the hype. Seriously, Cosmic Ghost Rider works alone in any mode because he covers all angles: distance, crowd control, burst damage, and insane mobility. I main him in high difficulties, and I feel that the game was made to shine with this kit. It's overpowered in a way that is addictive. In the end, he's in second place because he delivers versatility that few touch, making me go back to the phases just to see the chaos he causes. At the top of this ranking, in first place, is the guy who basically redefines what it is to be broken in Marvel Cosmic Invasion, Silver Surfer. He is that kind of character that, when you unlock, it seems like you started a new game in a lower difficulty, because everything becomes more controlled, faster, and much safer. His speed is absurd, probably the highest in the cast, and this completely changes the way you move through the stage. While other heroes are still running or repositioning, the Surfer has already crossed the screen, cleared a wave, and still had time to kite a boss as if it were training. Total aerial dominance is where he separates those who know how to use him from the rest of the cast. Flying and punishing enemies from above makes most ground attacks seem like a joke. With the cosmic projectiles, you control the screen from afar, melt mobs before they get close, and transform more advanced phases into a safe cosmic shootout, almost without risking yourself in melee. His parry is another layer of absurdity. When you hit it, it's not just defense, it becomes a damage machine. Each well-timed punishment on top of an elite or boss attack turns into an opportunity to explode the enemy's life bar, which makes fighting bosses seem less like pattern study and more like, how long until I erase this guy? The explosive area special is perfect for clearing the screen when the mess gets too big. In modes with a lot of wave, or in moments when the game tries to corner you, you activate the Surfer special and simply open space, melt entire groups, and still maintain the aggressive rhythm without losing control of the situation. And best of all, he is the absolute king, because he is the best in practically everything that matters. Safe damage, screen control, mobility, and consistency in boss. Unlocking him by completing the campaign in normal as the last hero gives that feeling of real reward. After the Silver Surfer enters your roster, it's hard to look at the other characters the same way.
Silver Strike.